Hello there, I am Sparkly Guts and this is my second YouTube video. First I want to say thank you so much for such a positive response to my first video on YouTube and on Instagram. It's so nice to have so much support from all of you. Even if it's just a few of you, it means so much. So today I wanted to talk about something specific. So because of all of the pain that Black people have been experiencing lately, and specifically Black queer people, I wanted to do something that felt within my reach and something that I think can be useful to many people. So specifically for Pride Month, I wanted to do this DIY of pronoun pins. So something that I noticed is a problem that I deal with a lot in J fashion. This can go for any alternative fashion, specifically if you don't dress in a way that is socially normal. So I identify as non-binary, and I get she, her all the time because I wear hyper-feminine clothing. So for me, wearing a pronoun pin is just a simple way of me feeling like I'm letting people know what my pronouns are, and it's their choice if they want to respect my pronouns or if they politely want to ask, like, hey, what does this mean? That makes it a little bit easier for me to get into the conversation. I'll also say that this is not a solve, like a giant solve to the problem. Obviously, people are still going to misgender people in Lolita and other J fashions and alternative fashions. It's just a part of life, but I think that something as simple as a pin can help ease the wearer of the fashion's mind, definitely. That being said, I hope you find this tutorial helpful and this video a little bit fun or just relaxing. Let's get into the project. Alright, so you want to start with a piece of paper, basically planning out how you want your shrinky dink to end up. So shrinky dinks shrink to about a third of the original size, so I measured out my heart's width to be about 6 inches, and this would end up getting me a 2-inch pin at the end. I will not say this was easy for me. I am a studio art major for a reason, so sending love to my friend Veronica for doing this simple math for me because it was a struggle. So I took my shrink plastic and lined it up with my design and drew on the rough side. Then I flipped my design over and lined it up again and drew the other side of the heart. This is the perfect way to get a symmetrical heart. Next comes cutting it out. I would also say that if you want more in-depth tips about shrinky dinks, I would definitely check out Mariah Elizabeth's YouTube channel because I am a shrinky dink noob. Alright, so now you want to peek at your instructions for your shrinky dink, and while I point at the complete wrong area I'm supposed to be reading, you should read the baking tips. I would say it's important to make sure that you let it bake completely. Alright, so once it's baked, you want to get your acrylic paint and paint the entire thing whatever color you desire it to be. Apparently I forgot how to paint because I definitely struggled with this part. Very, very messy. So I let that dry and I took a pencil and drew out the words that I wanted to put on the pen. You cannot see absolutely anything, but The sentiment is there. All right, so after I finished sketching it out, I decided to take a white paint and start to fill in the letters. I chose to do something a little bit more simple, but if you wanted to add images to it, that would be a really cool way to spice up a chord. I noticed if I painted a specific way, I got this like weird, almost distress look to the white paint, and I kind of liked it, but it's totally your choice if you want a more bold line to go over it again, but I decided not to do that in the end. It was really hard for me to settle on a specific font that I wanted to use, but I think that this font I chose will go nicely with old school Lolita styles. So I let the wording dry, and here I completely forgot to add Mod Podge, but remember to do that, because if you don't do that, then your design will not last as long as you want it to. I will definitely do that the next time I try this project again. Once I was done with the lettering, I moved on to details and things to make this pen more unique. So I picked up my laces, some ribbon, and also the pin backs so that I could pin it to clothing, and my flat back pearls. So I started by measuring out how much lace I needed. I did this very roughly. Then I gave the old lace a snip snip. Then I broke out my hot glue gun, my very hot glue gun, and started to attach the lace to the back of the pin. Somehow I ended up creeping out of frame, but I slowly come back. To make it a little bit cuter, I ended up ruffling the lace when I glued it on. And here's about one of 3 times that I burnt the absolute crap out of my finger. I'll also add that it's really cool to think about adding different colors of lace, or maybe you don't even want lace and you just want ribbon. So I finished up gluing the lace onto the pin back. Then I snipped the excess lace and closed it up. Burnt my finger another time. I noticed that there was a small pocket between my lace and my pin, so I took my glue gun and glued that back down. This will just protect the pin from getting snagged on anything.
And with that, I was done with the lace. I decided that I just liked it with the white lace and put the black lace to the side. Next comes the ribbon. So I snipped off some of the black ribbon and struggled for an excessive amount of time to tie a bow. And then I glued it to the pin. Don't worry about the frayed edge of the ribbon. I noticed this later and trimmed that off, and I also trimmed off the excess of lace at the top. To finish it off, I added a cute pearl in the middle of the ribbon. The last step is to glue on your pin back, and something helpful is to undo the pin back before you glue it on, because I've done a lot of projects and accidentally glued the pin shut, which is not helpful. And with that, this simple project is already done. There you are, a very easy way to make a completely personalized pin. I put together a really quick and easy old school Lolita cord to show off how you can integrate these pins into your outfits. Remember that you can do a multitude of styles. You can do hearts, circles, stars, and you can make it match to just about any style, including fairy K, visual K, whatever you like.
Alright, so that was my DIY pronoun pin project. I hope you enjoyed that and that it gave you some ideas for other cords or alternative outfits that you have planned. And also, I would just like to add that you don't just have to put pronouns on these pins. Since they're completely customizable, you can add any message that you think is important that you'd want to wear every day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and happy Pride Month! Bye!